The wall in the wild, the Masai Mara silent crisis. For 1,000 years, imagine running the same path, a path written into your bones, a path so ancient that no map can capture its beginning and no story remembers its first footsteps. Now, imagine waking up one morning and finding a wall standing in the middle of the path.
Ritz Curlton Hotel in Masai Mara should be demolished. It's blocking wildlife, it's blocking the wildebeest migration from Kenya to Tanzania and vice versa. Ritz Carlton should be demolished. President Ruto launched it. It's the only camp within Masai Mara that was built right in the middle of the passageway for the wildebeest. How that happened, no one knows. Of course, Kenyans, we know it's corruption. Someone ate some money. President Ruto himself went to launch the Ritz-Carlton camp in Masai Mara. So you know who ate the money. You know who got that money straight away. So yeah, but that place should be demolished, man. How did they get approval to build it when there's a ban on building any more camps till 2030? Is it 2032, I think? Who gave them the approval? I think people who work in that department someone should just leak those documents for the approvals so we can see the names on these approval papers. Or it's Carlton themselves to provide the papers for the approval so that we can see the names that have been listed in the approvals, the people who signed for it. Ritz-Carlton are not at fault because them it's just business as usual. It's just business, bro. But the people who approved it in the Kenyan government, Pale Masai Mara, those are the people who should be held accountable. So yeah, Ritz-Carlton should be demolished in the Masai Mara with immediate effect. This is probably my first English post, but yeah, UK.
Every year in the Masai Mara, over 1 million wild beasts make one of the greatest migration on earth. It is nature's heartbeat, one of the wonders Kenya is known for. A living road older than any country, older than any border, older than any rule we humans have ever written. But today, something new stands in this ancient path. Not a stone, not a river, not a predator, but something far more destructive. A man-made structure, concrete, glass, steel, a luxury development planted right in the middle of a migration corridor. Animals are followed for centuries without questions. And here is the painful truth. Animals do not understand construction permit. They do not understand 5-star resort or exclusive scenic views. They only understand the land, the path. The promise that nature is always kept. But what happened when that promise is broken?
Kenyans, we are now at a bad situation because the hotel, which is called the Marriott Hotel, has been situated at a point where the historic crossing of the wild beasts from Mara to the Serengeti, or from the Serengeti to the Mara, depending on the season, it has been located, it has been constructed right there. Now, let me tell you, because I know people have been talking about the implication and you know what it will do in the long run, but I want you to know this. Go and get the directors and the executive of that hotel. Can I tell you one thing that is going to shock you? There is a person in that list, who, if you look at the way our government has been structured, that person is a proxy. And I knew, I knew. Hizi vitu tunaongelea yote, implication, sijui future, sijui nini. No, I normally look at the money. Follow the money. Follow the person uyo mwenye ana receive money. Enda uangalie. I just knew. And this is why we can't allow such a thing to happen in our country. We will not.
Imagine a creature born to run, born to follow a path written in your instincts, and one day the land you trusted betrays you. Not because nature changed, but because we did. As a nation, As a world, we must ask ourselves, if we can block the path of our wildlife so easily, what path will we block next?
Unajua kuna vitu zingine unaweza ambiwa zina happening ufikiri ni jambo, ufikiri ni ujinga. But yani serikali inakubalisha Ritz Curlton waende wajenge ukuta ya kuzuia wild beast migration. Something that has been happening. Yani kuna mashamba kila mahali. Kuna mashamba Juja Farm. So kuja wajenge hoteli Juja Farm. But wameona tuende wajenge. Wanaweka kwanza ukuta ya kuzuia wild beast. Wanyama tu wako tu ndani ya maji, wako stranded and confused. Wewe ushaona kondoo zikitembea zinafuata ka path fulani, ukizichangia kidogo tu haziwezi tumia hiyo path tena, zishachanganyikiwa. And for a country that depends a lot on tourism, tunafanya ujinga kama hiyo. Wild beast kazi yao ni kuvuka east side, Masai Mara waingie TZ, warudi hivi Kenya, zikule. Yani it's a whole phenomenon. It's called the Great Wild Beast Migration for a reason. It's a whole phenomena. Now washenzi wameenda wameka ukuta. Pa! And the county government is okay with it. County ya Narok wako sawa nayo. KWS wako sawa nayo. Washa kanjo zao. Gava kubwa iko sawa nayo. Wako sawa. Hawa wako sawa. Idiots.
What will we tell the future generation when the migration stops, not because nature failed, but because we choose profit over protection? The Masai Mara is speaking to us, not with words, but with silence, with hesitation, with confused hearts stopping where they once ran freely. This is not just a wildlife problem, it's human responsibility. Because if we block the paths of wild creatures today, what set will we block tomorrow?
I just want to urge all our friends and supporters, lovers of wildlife and animals in Mara, that we should pray and be optimistic as we pursue the legal process. And I have total faith in our judicial system that in the end, whatever the courts decide, we are going to be bound by that. So I want to thank everyone and to let everyone know that our commitment remains unchanged, remains steadfast, and we will continue, even beyond this case, to advocate for the right management, protection, and conservation of the wildlife of the Masai Mara Game Reserve. Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Mitame Yololdapash. I'm from Narok, Masai Mara, and I'm here to give a brief statement on the Masai Mara lawsuit, which, as you all know, is active and going on in court. So I'm going to read my brief statement because we've had a lot of pressure, people wanting to know how the lawsuit is going, and we haven't been talking for the last 2 weeks, and it's a public interest matter. I feel obliged to give you a very brief update as follows. In light of the recent developments with regard to the Masai Mara lawsuit, I wish to issue a brief, respectful statement herewith. First and foremost, I affirm my utmost respect for our courts and the entire judicial system of our country and the rule of law. A temporary gag order has been issued restricting me from discussing certain matters related to this case. And I fully intend to comply with this directive and will not comment publicly on any issue that may affect the integrity of the judicial process, as I remain committed to ensuring that the proceedings unfold fairly and without interference. So I respect the courts very much. I'm respectful to the courts, and I'll do everything to the best of my understanding to make sure that I comply with the court orders. Within the limits of what I am permitted to share, I can confirm that the case remains active and is progressing through proper legal channels. We are hopeful that the upcoming hearings and determinations will allow for a thorough and just examination of the environmental, legal, and community concerns. The case continues to draw significant global attention, reflecting the deep public interest in safeguarding the Masai Mara, upholding the environmental protection, ensuring that all development respect both law and the rights of the indigenous communities. Specifically, we are talking about the Masai Mara. We appreciate continued concerns, solidarity, and responsible reporting from our partners, allies, and members of the public here and abroad. Case has continued to attract a lot of attention, both here in our country and beyond, and we just ask for responsible reporting as we continue to pursue the legal process. Finally, as soon as the court allows or permits further information to be shared, we will provide a comprehensive update. Until then, we remain steadfast in our commitment to due process, transparency, and the protection of one of the most important ecosystems on the planet. Thank you very much. That is a statement I had, and I had to issue this statement due to public demand, people wanting to know what's going on, and that's a much I can share, considering that there are directives from the court. There are directives from the court that I cannot talk about the matters concerning this case right now. I just want to urge all our friends and supporters, lovers of wildlife and animals in Mara, that we should pray and be optimistic as we pursue the legal process. And I have total faith in our judicial system that in the end, whatever the courts decide, we are going to be bound by that. So I want to thank everyone and to let everyone know that our commitment remains unchanged, remains steadfast, and we will continue, even beyond this case, to advocate for the right management, protection, and conservation of the wildlife of the Masai Mara Game Reserve. We also have to continue fighting for the rights of the Masai people, not only in this part of the county, but also those living along the corridors, the wildlife corridors and around the park, because they are the stewards of our wildlife. And that is our commitment beyond what we are going through right now, the case that we have before us. And so conservation continues to be an important thing to all of us as a community and as Kenyan people and as the world. And so we are very grateful for all the concerns and the support that we've received about the conservation efforts in Masai Mara Game Reserve. So thank you.